Ang dami sa inyo nag-request na i-review natin tong phone na ito. This is the Redmi Note 14 Pro, the latest iteration na meron ni Redmi Note series. And there's another better variant dito, which is the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus, which na-review na natin a couple of months ago, which I'll link on the description box below. Now, ano nga meron dito? This one has a MediaTek Dimensity 7300 Ultra, 50MP na Sony LYT600 ang kanyang camera pag China ROM variant, and 200 megapixel na camera pag global variant. Corning Gorilla Victus 2 ang kanyang protection, and curved AMOLED display. Would this be your next daily driver below 20,000 pesos? Tara, pag-usapan natin. Now, ang hawak ko right now is the 8256GB of storage, the variant ni Redmi Note 14 Pro na China ROM variant. This one currently retails at around 14,400 pesos, which are linked on the description box below. If you want to buy the global variant, it's 17,000 pesos. There's quite a price difference of around mga 2,600 pesos, and I'll share you later kung ano nga bang difference nilang dalawa. Very minor lang. Now, since hindi naman tayo nakakuha ng global variant, so I decided to buy the China ROM variant. And I have here is the special edition na Chinese New Year Red, no, na every year nilalabas ni Redmi para sa mga enthusiasts ng color red. And probably I'm one of them. Sana certain tayo this year 2025. Kaya ako binili itong color red na ito. I love yung kanyang simplicity na itong red na ito. And it kind of reminds me of the Iron Man na color. Medyo mas darker kunti ang red doon, but this one is medyo mas matingkad siya ng konti. Ang gusto ko sa kanya dito is red din ang kanyang ring, which I definitely love. And curved din ang kanyang sides dito. Plus it has a curved screen as well. Magaan tong phone na ito at around mga 190 grams. Nakalikod dito is a plastic back, plastic frame, and Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2 ang kanyang protection. Now before we move any further, sabihin ko na yung difference ng global variant and ng China ROM variant. Now, si China ROM variant has a 50MP na main camera sensor, which is a Sony LYT600. Meanwhile, si global variant, 200MP ang kanyang camera sensor, which I'm not quite sure kung anong sensor gamit niya. Most likely, it's a OmniVision. And of course, there's another one. Battery size ng China ROM variant is 5,500 mAh, and of course, ang kanyang global variant is smaller at 5,110. And you'll save around mga 2,600 pesos or a little bit more pagdating sa mga sale like 3,344 or even sa mga payday sale. Basta i-check nyo yung link on the description box. Now, this phone comes running on Android 14 and HyperOS 1 once you buy it out of the box. Pero nakakuha ako ng update and I was able to update it to Android version 15 and naka-HyperOS 2.0 na rin tayo. So, the good thing sa China ROM, mas faster ang updates. And itong phone na ito will receive 3 major Android updates, be it si global or si China ROM. So meaning you should be updated up to Android 17 kung nanood ka ng Dragon Ball. So both China ROM and global ROM variant, pareho sila naka-powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 7300 Ultra. Alam naman natin si 7300 Ultra, we reviewed it in our previous review sa ibang devices, and kaya naman niya mag-perform. Pagdating sa multitasking and sa medium graphical games, kaya naman niya mag-perform, and it was able to give me a 681,000 points dito sa Antutu benchmark. Ito ang kanyang breakdown scores. Ito ang score na nakuha ko dito sa CPU benchmarking sa Geekbench. And ito naman sa kanyang GPU benchmarking. 847 kanyang loop score and 99% ang kanyang stability sa one level stream. And one thing na gusto ko sa kanya, malamig tong processor niya and it throttled to 95% na kanyang best performance. Now, let's talk about yung kanyang battery. This one has a 5,500 mAh na battery which can support up to 45 watts of fast charging. This is for the China ROM variant. And pagdating sa global variant is 5,110 mAh which can also support 45 watts of fast charging ni Xiaomi. And kung charge mo naman ang phone mo from 0 to 100, takes you around mga 1.5 oras to give you a full charge for the whole day. And if you were asking me naman, nung ginagamit ko naman to while using it as my daily driver, no problem. Kaya-kaya na magtagal ng one whole day if you're using it just simply for browsing, watching some social media. Basta walang heavy gaming walang problema, kaya naman na magtagal ng one whole day. And nung sinalang ko sa PC Mark na battery stress test, binigyan ako ng 16 hours na screen on time. This is based sa 50% brightness and 60 Hz screen refresh rate. For me, okay ang kanya screen on time. And probably if you're asking me kung ilan hours ang tatagal if you're using yung kanyang global variant, I would say siguro mga 14 and a half to 15 hours. Now, pagdating naman sa display, parehong-pareho naman silang dalawa. Walang pinagkaiba. 6.67-inch na curved AMOLED display with a maximum brightness of 2,100 nits. Meron din siya 120 Hz screen refresh rate, and both pareho sila nakaprotected ni Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2. So ensure you really a good tough na protection dito sa inyong phone. Kung mga ginagamit ka nila pampukpok to ng mga pako, I don't really suggest you to do it at home. And by the way, I heard na meron siya IP68 na dust and water resistant, pero wag niyong subukan na ilublob to sa tubig kasi water damages would void your warranty. Take it from me. Now, another thing nga pala pinagkaiba nila is that si China ROM variant support dalawang nano SIM na 5G. Si global variant, pwede sa dalawang 5G na SIM or yung isa pwedeng eSIM. Based sa nababasa ko to sa official spec sheet Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, if your primary purpose of using a phone is to browse social media, expect a good display dito sa phone na ito. While I was browsing naman sa Facebook, sa TikTok, sa Twitter, smooth naman no? While I'm reading news, okay naman siya. Walang magiging problema if you're scrolling naman, smooth ang experience dito. And if you're watching naman your favorite contents here on YouTube, sa Netflix, expect naman na maganda rin ang magiging resulta nito. It will really give you a good immersive experience dahil the colors are punchy. I love the way it is. Lalo na curved display. Halos infinity ang iyong sides. And I'm pretty sure that you'll enjoy every single moment watching your favorite content on this phone. Now, loudspeaker nito phone nito, meron siyang 6 na butas dito sa ilalim, and meron siyang 3 butas dito sa ibabaw. So, I'm pretty sure na imbalance din to, no? If you're listening on the left side or the right side pa naka-landscape mode siya. But pakinggan lang natin, no, kung gaano kalakas. Pero nung naglalaro ng games, I could tell you na medyo mas mahina pag nasa left siya. Here goes. Well, honestly, malakas ka ng sound. Pero medyo bitin lang talaga ako if you're playing games and the sound is coming from the left. But overall, not bad ang ganang sound. Now, I did play 3 games dito. Genshin Impact, Farlight 84, tsaka si Call of Duty Mobile. Pagdating sa Genshin Impact, okay, I set it to medium graphical settings and it was able to game. Walang maging problema dito if you're just putting it to medium graphical settings dahil smooth naman ang gameplay, though there are some occasional frame drops along the way pa naglalaban kayo ng mga boss doon. Lalo kung medyo nagkukumpulan kayo, expect mo may minor frame drops kang mafe-feel dito sa kanya. Dahil this is just a Dimensity 7300 Ultra. But yung kanyang controls is quite smooth naman. Wala namang delay sa pag-touch down. Except that siguro yung sounds, medyo mabibiting ka lang talaga coming from the left kasi medyo mas konti ang butas ng kanyang loudspeaker sa ibabaw ng phone. Overall gameplay, I would say not bad and uminit siya up to just 38 degrees Celsius. Pagdating naman sa Farlight 84, mas nag-enjoy ako dito sa game na ito and I was able to set it to medium graphical settings as well. And nakapagtagal ako ng halos isang oras maglaro nitong game na ito. And true enough na habang naglalaro ng mga VR matches dito, nag-enjoy ako sa kanya. So, lalong tumatagal ang laro ko, no? I think I played mga around 4 VR matches dito. And to my surprise, maganda ang kanyang graphics, no? Not bad for its price range. And another thing that surprised me is hindi siya mainit. It just heated up to just 36 degrees Celsius. And pagdating naman sa Call of Duty Mobile, okay, wala kang maging problema dito dahil I was able to play this game, no, on this phone with ease. And yung graphics is not so bad. And yung kanyang controls is very responsive. Yun nga lang, I would say again, na medyo nabibiti na sa kanyang sound, lalo na if you're listening to footstep coming from the left side, na medyo mas mahina lang siya dihamak kasi mas kunti lang ang butas niya. But overall, the gameplay experience, I would say okay na talaga siya. And pinakamainin na inabot ko dito is just 37 degrees Celsius. Napag-usapan na natin ang camera nito. This one, ang kanyang China ROM variant, has a 50MP na main camera sensor na Sony LYT600. Samantala pag global binili mo, it would be a 200MP na main camera shooter. The rest of the other would be the same, 8MP na ultra-wide lens and 2MP na macro lens. Pareho sila can shoot you up to 4K and 30. And kanyang front-facing camera, pareho lang sila. 20MP na front-facing camera which can shoot you up to 1080p and 60 FPS. Now ngayon, right now, check na natin ang camera performance ng Redmi Note 14 Pro and looking at some of this really simple shot ng mga bato, and we'll see some really nice details dito sa kanya, except na pansin ko medyo mas maputi lang siya than usual. If you're looking at this flower, maganda ang kanyang details, kuwang-kuha lahat ng mga guhit sa kanyang petals. Strikingly good din itong photo na ito, and taking a look at some of these petals, pag zoom in mo, klarong-klaro pa rin siya. Pati itong simple shot na ito, though medyo mas faded yellow siya compared doon sa mga ibang camera na ginamit natin, which is a little bit more of a brighter yellow, okay naman siya if you look at it, and mabilis naman siya mag-focus. Now, if you're trying to get some signage shots along the road, you'll be able to get some really clear na signage shots dito. Kung kumukuha ka ng mga landscape shot while the car is moving at around mga 20 kph, okay naman siya if you were not zooming it in. Pero pag zoom in mo, tinignan mo itong mga dahon sa gilid, medyo soft na siya. More signage shot, okay? Now, taking this figure shot, pag tinitingnan mo siya, okay naman tong photo na ito. If you zoom it in, though hindi lang ganun kaganda ang ganang colors. Kulay kalawang na siya. Pero if you get a little bit closer and take a look at it, mas maganda nga talaga pag mas malapit ang kuha mo. Including this shot, mukhang okay naman siya. Now, if you're going for photography on indoor low light, you'll be able to get some nice shots sa loob ng coffee shop. If you're trying to focus on a photo, maganda naman kuha niya and blurring it all the way to the background. Kahit itong mga simple bin shot, makita mo maganda pa rin details if you zoom it in. One thing na napansin ko rin dito sa shot is that very preserved ang mga details na dito on the coffee. Really looks nice. And nung napakuha tayo ng portrait shot of ourselves using this camera, okay din ang kanyang pagka-render. Very sharp and okay ang overall na photo. Now, kung mahilig ka naman sa food photography, expect naman na this camera can definitely perform and it can get you some really nice details ng mga food that you're trying to take picture of. Now, checking some selfie shots dito sa Redmi Note 14 Pro, makita mo on outdoor shot, maganda naman mga photos. Except na medyo clean na aking muka, na wala na mga blemishes at mga pimples. But nevertheless, it's quite clear and sharp naman mga photos na na-capture natin. Now, if you go indoor naman, as long as medyo maganda naman lighting, you'll be able to see some good photos naman. Except pag medyo mas mahina ng lighting, mapapansin mo soft na ang magiging effect na sa iyong mukha. Now, using the front-facing camera to take a quick video, okay naman siya. Quite smooth ang kanyang camera using just my bare hand. And using in the rear camera, equally smooth. I was surprised na magandang ganang performance on this camera. And to me, maganda to start a vlogging using the rear camera. Now, one thing that Xiaomi did right this year is that gumanda ang performance ng Redmi Note 14. At a price point of 14,400 pesos, though, of course, China ROM variant, talaga worth it talaga bilhin to phone na ito dahil sa kanyang performance, kanyang camera performance. Pagdating sa gaming, wala kang maging problema as long as medium graphical settings ang ilagay mo, kayang-kaya na patakbuhin dito. One thing that I like is very slim siya, magaan siya, makuna naman ang kanyang battery. And for me, another thing na okay din sa kanya is that meron siyang Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2 na protection. Kaya guys, gusto nyo ba itong Redmi Note 14 Pro 5G? Let me know on the comments. Now, if you're planning to buy yung kanyang China ROM variant, I'll put it on the description box below. And if you're planning to buy the global variant, I'll also put it on the description box below. If you like this video, don't forget to share it to your friends. And a quick sub to this channel is definitely awesome. I'll see you in my next video. And so, ako para si Richmond, and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. What's up? Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.